Howdy, I'm here to talk to you about Esee's first kukri, something that we've all been excited about for a very long time, the Esee Jaraka. The knife is made in El Salvador. Will it hold up? Is it practical to use? Stick around and let's talk about it. All right, so like I said, this is made in El Salvador, 1075 high carbon steel. Like usual, I already talked a little bit about the specs. Let's start at the blade and we'll go to the handle and then the sheath. So our blade here, 1075 high carbon, like I mentioned already, full flat grind, good edge thickness. The edge thickness is not bad on this. This is not a thick edged knife and it's not thick at the spine. It is, however, thick enough to not give you deflection issues when chopping, which is a really big deal. I find a lot of times, especially with full flat ground kukris, that right here at the ricasso, if it's too thin, this can become a flexing point and that can make glancing blows incredibly common, especially in the hardwoods, which I use my kukris in. So I did not have that issue. It's light in hand, it's fast. Edge thickness, again, not bad. I will say, however, I did damage this knife. So I'll show you a picture up here, and I was chopping through some maple. I would not consider at this point what I did to this knife to be abuse, and we badly dented this edge. So what did I do? I went and I got a hammer and I put it on my Husafell stone, which is a flat piece of metal, and I smashed it straightish. Now, this blade does come with Esee's lifetime warranty and guarantee. I have no question that if this were to happen to you, that Esee would replace it. I do not think that this is necessarily indicative of the quality of the blade because I know those guys have put a hurtin' on it. So I'm going to chalk this up so far as a minor mistake here that would be covered, and I'm going to just keep on beating on it, and we're going to see how it progresses from here. Now, we do not have a sharpened spine or anything like that. Nothing else crazy to talk about. I'm not going to strike ferro rods off of the edge because I don't like doing it, so we're not going to talk about its performance with ferro rods. Right now, we're just talking about it as it sits. Let's get into the handle. As many of you have probably noticed, as I'm getting into the handle, the overall profile here looks borderline identical to the old Ontario Knife Company Kukri. Rest in peace. This is evident in the blade, but it's most evident in the handle, which is why I'm going to talk about it now. The Ontario Kukri was designed by Esee's COO. I'm going to put his name here because I've forgotten it, because I didn't write it down, because that's how I roll. But anyways, designed by the same guy. Ontario's no longer making it, so now we have it from Esee. I'm stoked on it, and I do believe that this handle is more comfortable than the Spec Plus handles. I believe that the back is slightly more rounded here. It doesn't feel as square at the back, and I don't get the hot spots and some of the issues that I get from the Ontario Spec Plus handles. This could also be because of the material. I've seen a lot of people complain about the pins and the material. Let me tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. Would it be cooler if it was made in America and maybe the fit and finish on like the handles was a little bit better? Maybe. And I say fit and finish, you look at these grooves and they look a little bit hand done. I don't care. So I don't want this to be misunderstood. Maybe you would care and this will be good for you, but I don't. It's not a problem. But would it be cooler if it was nicer? Sure. But as it is, this knife just strikes me as being a rustic work tool to some degree, and I love it. So, wood handles, big fan. Pins, I don't think will ever fail. Will the wood itself fail? I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure the Esee would handle that. Do we have some voids in the handle along the scale and stuff like that in the fitting? Do we have some glue left over on the front here? Yes. Again, I don't care. It's there. So if you care, the information is there for you. If you're looking at this knife for the budget chopper that it is, and you're going to use it as a tool like me, then you probably don't care. So I'm mentioning it for the people that do, I guess. Now, this pinky guard here has always had a reputation for beating the snot out of pinkies. With that being said, both with the Ontario SP knives and with this knife, after a little while I get used to it and it doesn't bother me anymore, but it does take break-in period. I use knives so much, guys, so many different knives, that it's been a long time since I've used a Spec Plus knife. I get back into it, boom, bust the heck out of my pinky again. But then muscle memory comes back, and within a few hours of use, it doesn't bother me again the next day or after that. If I wasn't an absolute knife psycho and didn't have 69 billion knives, and this is one of my main user knives, it would bother me for the first day or two, and then I'd never notice it again. So I don't think it's an issue. We certainly have extreme security here. So if this knife was going to fall out of your hands, if it comes past this guard, you're doing something really bad. You should probably be doing a lanyard so you don't chop your hand open like I did. The sheath is going to be really quick. There's not a whole lot to say. I see this as a free blade protector that happens to have a belt loop. With that being said, do I hate it? No. I wouldn't use this knife as my tactical combat fighting EDC end of the world knife with this sheath. I don't need this sheath to be ultra high speed, quick deployable, anything crazy like that. I need this sheath to basically protect me from the edge and make the knife carryable. It does that. Will it go the distance? I will talk about that in my long-term review, probably in about a year. I'd say probably not. I would say if you use this knife a whole lot, you're going to start having the sheath fall apart. But I don't think that that's an issue, and this is why. If you buy this knife at about $100, which is what it retails at, and you use it that much, it is worth investing in a super high-quality sheath no matter what the knife is. Any knife that you use all the time is worth having a premium sheath, because you get the value of having a premium sheath every single time you use the knife, regardless of how expensive the knife is. So the value of the sheath that you buy doesn't need to be dependent on the value of the knife it goes on. It needs to be dependent on how often you use the knife. If you use them more every single day, but you want to go buy a custom sheath that's really blingy for your ultra custom grail knife that you never ever use, I personally would suggest getting the sheath for the Mora. So, $100. I think that this is serviceable. Would I strap this on my belt and go on an adventure? Yes, I would. I would. I'd throw it in my car. I'd go on an adventure. I'd go on a few adventures. But if this was going to be my primary go-to large knife that I used regularly, I would upgrade the sheath. So, initial impressions, I'm very impressed with the knife. I always liked the Ontario Kukri when the quality was good. I've had 2 or 3 of them, and I think at least 2 of them, the grinds were all wonky. That always pisses me off. The grinds are much nicer on this. I like the handle material. I don't like that I bent the edge, but we're just going to keep sending it. In the long term, if it ultimately breaks, I will document that. If I need Esee to replace that under warranty and to continue testing it for my long-term review to see if the next one holds up better, we will do that too. I did a video in the past, you can watch it here, about warranties being worthless. And the point to that video is a warranty is no better than the company that stands behind it. It's just a piece of paper. So I don't care about Esee's warranty. I care about the people at Esee. They will stand behind their product. They are good people making a good product at a good price. And I know that they if we full send this thing, I know they'll take care of it. They'll probably send me another one so I can continue reviewing it if we have utter failure, and that will be part of the review. And if they send me another one, the other one I am certain will not have the problem. With that being said, if they were to send me another one and we had the same issues, I will tell you, and Esee knows that. So there you go, guys. And by the way, they're honest people. That's why they sent this to me. Esee sent this to me. Did I not mention that? Esee sent this to me for evaluation and for reviewing, and they would not do that if they were not honest people, because if they weren't honest people, they would send it to somebody who wouldn't talk about this bent edge or show it, right? They are honest and good people. That's more important than the warranty. That's more important than any piece of paper. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Of course, check out the description box below, see how you can support this channel. Super stoked on this knife. I'm excited to hear what you think. And what do you think about kukris in general? This is a hot topic. When I first got into kukris, I used to be known for kukris, I would hear people talk about you can't baton with kukris, you can't make feather sticks, you can't do X, Y, and Z. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can. I hope that you have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you in the comment section below.